Your Kai skills keep you safe from the detection and enable you to cross the Akataz pin unseen. Quietly, you enter the deserted passage beyond and press on with your search for Baindon. 50 yards on, the passage turns sharply to the left, and you find yourself staring at an iron-banded door. Luckily, this portal is unlocked, and you hurry through it, pausing only for a few seconds to bolt it shut behind you before continuing on your way. Shortly, you arrive at a deserted stairwell where you begin a long and laborious ascent. You climb more than 60 levels of the citadel before reaching the top.
Ooh.
During your climb, unless you possess the Grand Hunt Mastery, you must eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points. What you want to eat a meal or just use?
Yeah, let's eat a meal.
Right.
We have another one just in case.
And to me, honestly,
We're
it seems
reaching
like
the summit.
I mean, to me, it seems like yes, I know you have the skill, but really, what are you gonna eat on a staircase?
Yeah.
Dust. I found organic dust.
Bones and stone.
Directly opposite the landing at the top of the stairs is a massive bronze portal, its surface inlaid with intricate symbols cast in silver and gleaming gold. A sleeping Drakkar sentry is seated beside the huge door. He snores softly, his leather-helmeted head tilted to his shoulder, and his spear lying uselessly at his feet. He is oblivious to your presence as you glide past him and silently push open the great door. Beyond the portal lies a massive circular hall, its walls lined with slabs of smooth black rock. Its dome ceiling rises more than 100 feet to the point directly above the dais positioned at the center of the chamber. A flame-filled moat surrounds the circular platform, whereupon lies the unconscious body of a long-haired man clad in silken blue robes. Your spirit soars. You recognize the designs embroidered on the robe, for they are the symbols of the Brotherhood of the Crystal Star, the Magician Guilds of Summerland. For a moment, your joy at having found your friend is dampened when your Magnikai senses warn of great danger close at hand. Prompted by the presentiment. Oh my god.
Presentiment.
Presentiment. Thank you.
No problem.
You hurry towards the moat to where an iron drawbridge stands raised and begin to crank its handle in order to lower it across the fiery divide. If you have Kai Alchemy and wish to use it, or if you have... no, you don't have that.
But we have Kai Alchemy.
Yes, we do. You can levitate, aren't
See? Woo! I don't know. I'm glad I picked it, though.
The sensation of danger is steadily building. Fearful that the dizzyings of the domain may burst through the hall and thwart your rescue attempt at any moment. You cast the Brotherhood spell Detect Evil in the hope of locating exactly... Really? Not... Okay, whatever. Locating exactly where the danger lies. Unfortunately, the spell merely serves to increase the sensitivity of your Kai senses. The sensation of impending danger becomes a heavy cloud that is suffocating you. Gasping for breath, you are forced to break off the spell for fear of losing consciousness. Lose 1 endurance point.
That's weak.
Wow. That's like the book saying, F you.
That's what you get for taking that skill.
The moment the heavy iron bridge crashes down across the moat, you leap upon it and race towards the dais. But as you near its center, a wall of sparkling magical flames erupts at either end, sealing off both routes completely. In desperation, you call telepathically to Baindon, hoping to awaken him to the consciousness, but you are unable to make contact. Then, unexpectedly, your psychic calls are answered by a blood-chilling scream. Horror floods your mind when you realize that the person on the dais is not your friend Baindon. It's a Hellghast!
What?
As the creature rises and its features twist and distort before your gaze, you cast an anxious glance back across the bridge towards the great door. Standing there are 2 Drakkar guards with a slavering boar-like beast which is straining on its leash. Suddenly, the magical flame vanishes, and with relish they release the creature and send it bounding towards you.
Use the bow! Use the bow! Use the bow!
Steadily, you draw an arrow and take aim at the approaching beast. As the boar thing comes bounding on to the drawbridge, you let fly your shaft at a point between its great curved tusks. Pick a number at the number table. If you have weapon mastery with the bow, we do. Add 5 to the number you picked.
Add 5. Add 5, add 5, add 5.
8
Ooh,
plus 5.
Nice.
12. Very nice.
High is good.
Your arrow penetrates the beast's skull and kills it instantaneously, although the momentum of its attack carries its hulking body forward for several yards before it finally crashes snout first on the iron drawbridge floor. It tumbles head over heels.
Awesome.
Sweet. Alright, so minus an arrow.
Good use of an arrow.
Yes, yes. You watch as the body of the slain Gagangusk slowly rolls off the drawbridge and plummets into the flaming moat. This victory fills you with renewed confidence because you beat a boar as opposed to the Helghast and Drakkar.
Yeah.
Okay. But the feeling is all too short-lived. Suddenly, two steely hands transfix themselves around your throat, crushing your windpipe. The Helghast is attacking you from behind, and as you struggle to break free, this iron finger close even tighter. Lose 4 endurance points.
Wow. Lucky number 9.
Yay! I kind of want to say, like, okay, well, we can start using that, but I did say no.
Besides, we're in combat. We can't use it now anyway.
Right.
Unleash the summer sword.
Yes, possess the summer sword. You reach to your belt and unsheath the sun sword. At once, a golden halo of flame bursts from its polished blade, causing the Helghast to shriek in alarm as it recognizes the power you wield. It loosens its terrible grip upon your throat, enabling you to thrust the hilt of the summer sword into its midriff and force it away. The Helghast emits a wailing cry, and a wave of psychic energy assails your mind. But your Magnakai defenses are more than sufficient to repel this weak attack, and with one fell sweep of your arm, you cleave the demonic creature cleanly in two.
Oh, sweet.
The sundered halves of the Helghast fall from the bridge to be consumed by the hungry flames. Open-mouthed, the two Drakkarim stumble to a halt and stare down into the moat. Nervously, they glance at each other, fearful of suffering a similar fate. Then they turn and run towards the open door. Determined not to let them escape, you give chase and catch up with them within a few yards of the entrance. Combat skill 26. In other words, they're boned.
Good. We're still using the summer sword too. I'm not switching no damn weapon.
I know.
We need every advantage we can get.
Start combat. They're dead.
Woo!
Woohoo! Whew. Breathless from combat, you step away from the two dead Drakkarim, sheath your weapon, and wipe your blood-splattered brow with the back of your hand. Then, in order to leave no trace, you drag both of the corpses to the edge of the moat and consign them and their weapons to the hungry flames. A narrow passage near the main door provides an exit from the hall that leads to a wider tunnel, which is flanked on both sides by cages, all empty but showing signs of having recently been occupied by war dogs and the like. Beyond the cells, you discover a chamber strewn with wooden boxes, trunks, sacks, and several oak casks. It, too, is empty, although in the far wall there is a stout door with a spy hole drilled into its center. Your keen Kai senses detect the faint sound of squealing coming from the other side of this door. If you wish to search this chamber, if you wish to peek through the spy hole.
Let's search the chamber. I think we need to try to find some stuff to help our poor owl.
Agreed. Alright, you pull a wooden bung from one of the casks and cautiously sniff the contents. It contains a strong, foul-smelling spirit that tightens your throat and makes your eyes water, prompting you to discard it as quickly as possible. The boxes and sacks yield little of value. However, in one trunk you find the following items which may be a help. Rope, lantern, silver bowl, whistle, brass key, hammer. Enough food for 2 meals.
Let's take a whistle, because there's dogs nearby. That might help. And let's take the black key, because we already have a brass key.
Right.
And what the hell, let's take a meal too, just in case.
Just one?
Yeah, just one. We might as well just keep 2 in our backpack. I don't think we need more than 1.
Makes sense.
Oh god. The pain.
I know.
The pain of it all.
Alright, intrigued by the squealing, you approach the door cautiously and place your eye to the spy hole. Your fears soon melt away when you see 2 ragged-eared rats in the corridor beyond, fighting over a meaty bone. I think the one on the left is going to win.
Uh-huh.
Your fears... You chuckle as the smaller of the 2 unexpectedly win. The disputant proudly drags away his prize. I don't know which one's smaller.
The one on the left is... right is fat, is
no.
smaller. The one on the left is
Yeah,
fatter.
I think the one on the left is bigger, so I was wrong.
Yep.
I lost. Your eyes follow the rat as it disappears towards the distant hallway, where you spy something else that makes your pulse quicken with anticipation. I have a feeling now we're going to find Bainton and, like, cut him. Like, are you sure? You're Bainton. You're not a Helghast.
Mm-hmm.
Using your Magnakai skills to magnify your vision, you see a pair of massive doors at the far side of the trough fair, guarded by 2 warriors clad in polished silver armor. Steady traffic of Drakkarim and Gaiax pass through and fro before the doors, but none enter. You judge the hall to be over 100 yards away, but even at this distance you can sense the great power being contained behind the doors. After a short while, the traffic of the hallway subsides, then two wispy ghost-like figures glide into view, each clad in shimmering, semi-transparent robes, and at once you recognize them to be Nads, masters of evil magic. The guards step aside as the great door parts to allow the sorcerer's entry. A flood of blinding purplish light pours from out of the room beyond. Suddenly your senses tingle with the premonition that your friend Baindon is close at hand. Convinced that you will find him somewhere beyond the doors, you resolve to gain entry as quickly as you can. But if you are to get past the two guards, you must first create a diversion. If you wish to start a fire in the storeroom to lure the guards away, or if you wish to put on the Drakkar uniform, which lies discarded on the floor nearby, and attempt to bluff your way past.
Now, disguise, does that use a semblance?
Yes, it does. In fact, a semblance allows you to like change your facial features and accent and stuff.
My name's Inferno, but I'm going to actually not do the fire and do the uniform because we have the skill.
My name's Inferno, but we have 9 hit points left. God knows the way we've been going tonight, we'll set ourselves on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Pride goeth before the fall and all that.
All right. The leather Drakkar battle jacket and leggings fit easily over your close-fitting Kai tunic. The jacket has a large hood with slits cut for your eyes and mouth, and you pull this down to cover your whole face. You stow your backpack in a canvas satchel and sling this over your shoulder before opening the door and setting off towards the distant trough fair. You stride boldly towards the two guards, hoping they will let you pass unhindered, but as you draw closer, they cross their jewel-encrusted spears and block your way. Raw power crackles like a sparkling crimson serpent, where the shafts of the two spears touch, warning you that these are no ordinary weapons. "What is your business here?" growls the guard on the left, his voice gritty and full of suspicion. "Why do you seek access to the hall of unholy worship?" We don't have Kai Surge, so...
What's Kai Surge?
The psychic attack.
Are you sure that's not like the second level one?
Yep, I'm sure.
Aw, dang it. Dang it.
My friend.
So we don't even use a semblance at all. That's bullshit.
No, you do.
I'm gonna go back and start a fire.
No, too late. The challenge catches you off guard, and your mind races for an answer that you hope will sound convincing. "I have been sent here by my master to deliver an unholy relic," you say, patting the canvas haversack. The two guards stare at the satchel, then look at each other and converse in a language you do not recognize, even though your pathmanship allows you to recognize any language. Odd.
Non-pathman language for you.
Pick a number on the random number table. If you have Kali, Alchemy, or a semblance, add 2 to the number you've picked.
Sweet.
6 plus 2. Woohoo! After what seems like an eternity, the guards draw back their spears, and at once the crackling crimson energy ceases to arc between the shafts. "You may pass," they say, without a trace of emotion, as they stand aside, so the two great doors glide silently open. Steeling yourself, you stride towards the blazing purple light which fills the chamber.
Sweet.
The purplish glare is generated by a glassy opalesque sphere which hangs suspended above the doors. It pours forth a blinding curtain of light which fills the entrance, but this quickly fades once you pass through the chamber beyond. As your eyes adjust to the gloomy interior, you find yourself standing in a small temple. A plain stone altar dominates the chamber, around which are positioned a ring of 20 black candles. The candles are fixed into elaborately carved holders fashioned to resemble each of the 20 Dark Lords sent long ago by Nar, King of the Darkness, to conquer Magnamund. Their flames burn brightly scarlet, and they give off a rancid, greasy smell that, despite your attempts to block it, makes you feel lightheaded and nauseous. Hurriedly, you dispose of the Drakkar uniforms and move to leave this temple through an archway opposite, for there is an extraordinary saturation of evil contained within these walls, and you feel it leeching your mental and physical strength. Unless you possess Kai Screen, deduct 3 endurance points due to the effects.
Lucky number 6.
Woo! We can do this. We got 12% left.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that, like, I think 80% of our health has all been taken by non-combat things?
Oh, yeah.
As you are near the center of the temple when you notice something strange resting in the hollow in the surface of the altar. If your previous Lone Wolf adventure, you've ever been to Morgorath. Yes, we have. That's where we just went to last time.
Oh.
That
yeah.
fortress. At once you recognize the glassy orb which rests upon the altar. It is identical to the sphere you saw in the chamber of the archdruid Kaag of Margareth. The sphere by which he communicated with the master of all evil, the evil god Nar. With dread, you look upon the surface of the orb, and your blood runs cold as if the eye of the dark god himself were gazing upon you.
Destroy it!
Kill it with fire!
Kill it with anything.
You take up one of the heavy black candlesticks and raise it above your head, steadying yourself as you get ready to hurl it at the sphere. Then a wave of dark energy comes coursing from the orb, and you swoon as it washes over your body. You are in danger of dropping the candlestick upon your own head until, with a defiant cry, you draw on your psychic strength and go, Stat Zag! To counter the power of the orb. As your mind clears and your strength returns, you launch the candlestick at the altar and smash the orb into hundreds of tiny shards.
Sweet.
Instantly, there's a tremendous implosion and a rush of air as the evil within the chamber is sucked into its source. The stench that has permeated the air has now gone, and you feel a sense of well-being infuse your body. Add 3 endurance to your total score.
Oh, sweet. Lucky number 9 again.
Yay!
No, add.
What
Add
I did.
3.
Oh god. What did I do? I'm sorry.
You fool. You're
Sorry.
gonna kill us. You're gonna kill us.
I forgot we're evil.
Uh,
Oh, man. Okay, sorry. Anxious to make up for lost time, you turn away from the altar and hurry through the archway opposite. Beyond lies an icy cold corridor where the walls of the ceilings are carved with many strange spatial designs. As you follow this passage, you notice that the theme of planets and stars gradually changes to one of volcanoes and lava fissures, and then ponies. As if to mirror the temperature also changes, becoming steadily hotter and drier, and by the time you finally near the corridor's end, the heat has become almost furnace-like in intensity. Breathless and bathed in sweat, you stare through the shimmering air to see a great iron door at the end of the passage. Due to the excessive heat, unless you possess the discipline of Grand Hunt Mastery and Grand Nexus, you must now consume a meal. Well, we don't have Nexus, so...
but we can consume a meal.
Goodbye, meals!
Goodbye, meal. See? I'm glad I took one. Now we have an extra one just in case.
Indeed.
We have to do it again.
You increase your speed as you approach the iron door and get ready to push against it, expecting great resistance. To your complete surprise, the heavy portal swings open the instant you reach out to touch it. A gust of cooling air wafts in your face, encouraging you to step in the hall which lies beyond. Swiftly, the iron door slams shut behind you, but you pay it no heed.
It happens all the time, apparently.
The refreshing coolness and the awesome spectacle of the hall itself commands your complete attention. Tiers of glittering gold-veined marble descend to a circular hall where a ring of fluttered copper pillars support the platform shaped like a foredeck of some great ship. Multicolored rays stream from a crystal sphere suspended above the platform, creating a cage of flickering light at its center. Sitting in this radiant cage is a pale-skinned man with long blonde hair. His knees are drawn up to his chin, and his eyes are closed as if he's asleep. You recognize him to be Baindon or Helgast, but are mindful of your encounter of the Helgast, so you reserve your judgment.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have a bow and wish to use it. What? If he's really Baindon, he'll yell and I'll apologize.
Exactly. You can take an arrow.
I have 9 hit points left. And there, I'll shoot him in the hand. A narrow staircase, its handrails carved and fashioned from the tusks of calate mammoths, leads directly to the platform. Cautiously, you descend the tiers, cross the floor, and advance towards the stairs, stopping only when you reach a granite throne positioned directly opposite the staircase. The back and arms of this crude seat have been chiseled to resemble a lion-like creature sitting on their haunches, and it is from here that you attempt to communicate telepathically with the sleeping man. We got a picture of Baindon. Possibly. Allegedly Baindon.
Mm-hmm.
At first there is no response, then wearily he raises his head and forces open his eyes. His face is haggard and lined with fatigue, but the look of extreme tiredness slowly changes to a smile of recognition when he sees you. Lone Wolf, the words form slowly in your mind. Thank Aisha, you found me. Convinced now that he is truly your friend Baindon, you rush towards the steps, eager to free him from his prison. Then you sense something is wrong, and you skid to a halt at the foot of the steps. Baindon's weary smile has changed to a wide-eyed look of annoyance.
Sweet.
I mean,
Here's Stat Zag. It's gonna be Zag.
How dare you carry my stat? A sudden noise makes you spin around, half crouched, your weapon ready to hand for your defense. At first you see nothing, then a faint shadow moving at the corner of your eye draws your attention to an alcove on the other side of the hall. Suddenly you hear Baindon's voice echoing faintly in your mind. You cannot understand what he's saying, but you sense that it is a warning. You glance over your shoulder and notice that he is pointing to a granite throne. To your horror, you see that the throne's fanged mouth is opening wider and wider.
Uh-oh.
Do you have Kai scream? No, you don't.
No. This is gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, it is. The ghostly mist issues from the parting jaws of the throne statue. You step back, your weapon raised, but it does nothing to protect you from the piercing screech which suddenly fills your head. You reel under the onslaught as desperately your mantic senses try to block this violent psychic attack. Before you can muster your defenses to repel the attack, you suffer a shock. 4 endurance points.
Lucky number 5.
Yay!
Ooh, 10%.
What the?
It's a kitty.
From out of the mist-filled jaw, there emerges a small black creature covered in shaggy fur. Its head is white, cut with dark bony ridges and studded with running sores that encircle its flaming red eyes. Wow.
I will call him Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Johnny the Gremlin.
Johnny the Gremlin. You didn't feed it before midnight, after midnight, did you?
I did, and this is what happened.
Ugh.
Johnny wants to kill us.
You raise your weapon and get ready. You know, I've always wondered about that, the gremlins. Does it matter what time zone?
Yeah, well, that's another thing, too, is just, like, technically, like, 6 a.m. is after midnight. Technically, noon is after midnight.
Technically, 11:59 p.m. is still after midnight.
Yeah, midnight. From before, yeah.
You raise your weapon, you get ready to strike it as it stalks nearer, but your concentration is momentarily broken when you note the wispy shadow emerging from the alcove on the far side of the hall, because this wasn't a party already.
Mm-hmm.
It is a Nad sorcerer. Fearful of its purpose, you turn away from the furry creature and make a dash towards the ivory staircase, intent on reaching Baindon as quickly as possible. The stalking creature, thinking that you are running in fear, immediately gives chase and comes bounding towards you, determined to intercept you before you reach the steps. You have a bow in which to use it?
Use it. Dear God, use it.
You sheath your weapon and unshoulder your bow as you run towards the stairs. Once there, you draw an arrow and take aim at the advancing creature. It halts, snarling defiantly. Then, to your utter amazement, the furry chest undergoes a rapid metamorphosis. What was fur only seconds ago is now a shiny steel-hard shell. All
No,
right.
shoot it in the head. Shoot it in the head. Where the shell isn't.
You take aim at the point midway between the creature's feral eyes and release your straining bowstring. Pick a number on the random number table. If you have the Grand Mastery, you add 5 plus 3 because it's a silver bow. So we have 8. Even if we get a 0, we're fine.
Really? Is that how that works?
The silver bow adds 3.
Sweet.
I worked hard for that silver
I'm
bow.
at 5 hit points. I'm not arguing with this.
You
We're
said
at 5.
you did book 6. Did you get the silver bow?
Yes.
Good job.
Good bow.
Good for you. The creature tries to dodge your speeding shaft, but it is too slow. The arrow skewers its lower jaw, causing the beast to shriek out loudly in pained surprise. However, despite this fearful wounding, it does not break off its attack. With chilling disregard for pain, it wrenches the arrow from its jaw and hurls it aside. Unnerved by the display of bravado, you shoulder your bow as, with a gurgling shriek, the beast comes bounding forwards. You get ready to meet its advance, yet when it is but 10 feet away, it suddenly opens its blood-stained mouth wide and spews forth a stream of white-hot liquid fire.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh, we gotta erase a bow. I mean, yeah, a bow.
Erase a bow. No.
Ah.
I don't know.
Alright, you feel the heat singe your skin as a stream of flame comes speeding towards your face. Guided purely by instinct, you throw yourself to the floor in a desperate attempt to avoid being sprayed by the stream of liquid fire. If you have Grand Hunt Mastery, add 3 to the number you picked.
Oh dear God, please get us a 4 high.
Oh,
Aw,
no.
damn it. I think we're dead.
Oh, we're dead. Alright, let's do that again. We got it. We got it. Yeah. 1 endurance point. Lucky number 4.
Uh-huh.
Yay. Why won't you people give us cure?
Well, never mind.
What?
It's your house rule that's screwing us over. We would be fine if we could heal per page.
That's true, but
non-combat.
But the rest of this adventure would be completely unbalanced.
I guess. Whatever.
Your lightning-fast reflexes save you from being hit by a searing stream of liquid fire. Several droplets splash on your tunic and catch light, but you quickly extinguish the flames. Coolly, you rise your weapon and stare at the creature defiantly in the eye as it gets ready to pounce. Talons spring from the creature's forepaws, and the sharp teeth glint like polished knives as it comes leaping through the air towards you. Alright, it has 44.
We're using the summer sword, goddammit.
Oh, yes, we are. Start combat. It's dead.
What?
Oh, wow, it's dead.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we
Okay.
outclassed it by 13.
Sweet. I'll take that. I'll take that by a lot.
Good lord, it just doesn't end.
Of course
Oh, no.
not.
Oh, no, wait. Okay, good. I thought maybe it was an instant kill if our hit point
I'd be like, oh great, yeah.
Slowly, the brooding, malignant vapor arises from the creature's corpse to hover in the air above it. You sense a powerful magical aura radiating from the sinister shadow, and as you back away from it, a mass of swirling sparks begin flickering at its core. Bandon calls for your help, his cry echoing faintly in your mind. You spin
A
around.
little busy here.
You spin around and see him falling sideways to the floor of the platform, unconscious and unmoving. Fear runs cold in your veins, a fear that grows wilder when you glance once more at the hovering shadow, for now it descends to the ground, and from beneath its curtain-like base there pours seething tide of black-bodied insects. Sometimes
This thing does not want to die. Even when you kill it, its shadow becomes more things.
If your current endurance points is under 12. Fear rapidly turns to panic as the loathsome tide of insects comes crawling and scuttling towards your legs. You cast your eyes left and right, seeking escape, but before you can turn to the run, you become the target of a new attack! From the hovering shadow, there comes a crackling bolt of energy. Quickly, you gather speed. Wait, I'm curious. I'm sorry, but I'm wondering, is this actually helping us?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh well, whatever. Anyway.
Just go with it.
Yeah, Summer Sword.
Summer sword.
You raise the sun sword, and the onrushing bolt of energy is drawn to its blade, where it collides in a brilliant flash, showering you with sparks which rapidly dissolve. Power surges through the hilt of your divine sword and flows along your arm, renewing your flagging strength. Increase your endurance points by 3.
Sweet. Lucky number 7.
Revitalized by this energy, you bite back your fear and focus on the advancing swarm. Suddenly, your psychic senses tingle. These are no ordinary insects. In fact, they are not insects at all. Your sixth sense detects that they are merely a clever illusion crafted to deceive you. Confident in this knowledge, you stand your ground and allow the tide of creepy crawlies to wash over your feet. Within a matter of seconds, the insect horde fades and vanishes, dispelled by your disbelief in their existence.
There you go.
Oh, but this looks good.
This looks great.
Yeah. I think I prefer the insects.
Nom nom nom. Try again.
The hovering shadow is changing shape once more. It expands and thickens, its misty outline now becoming hard and clearly defined. Your heart quickens when the transformation is complete, for now you see before you a scaly dragon with frosty white skin and eyes as black as deep space. It fixes you with a murderous gaze and opens a mouth that is packed with razor-sharp fangs. Then, a chilling gust of super cold breath blows over you, leaving you shivering. Your Magnikai skills save you from being instantly frozen to death by its icy blast, but they will not
That's
keep you
good.
safe from the creature's fangs. Its horny tail and sword-like claws. With a hungry growl, the dragon comes stalking forwards. Its jaw hangs open in expectation of an easy feast.
Choke on my summer sword. Choke on it. You choke on it and you like it.
Let's do this. Wow. Our desperation
Awesome. It did choke.
Yeah, we it choked on your summer sword.
It did.
I guess desperate
I
lone
helped
wolf
it by
is-
stabbing it through its stupid neck.
I guess Desperate Lone Wolf is a badass.
That's true. It happened to me in the first book, actually. I was down to 1 hit point, and I'm like, I'm going to totally lose this battle, and I made it without losing a single one because I think it does put that into perspective,
Are
or
you?
maybe it's just coincidence.
No, it's coincidence because if you read the book, it doesn't have any way to put that in perspective.
Good point.
But you know what's even even weirder? I ended the first book with 1 hit point.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, there you go. Great minds.
I remember talking about how the king's like, "We need you to go do this." I'm like, "Really? Really, me?" I'm like, my flesh
Really
is hanging
dead.
on by a fingernail over here. Yeah, I'm a great choice.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
sure. All right.
Woo.
The moment you strike your killing blow, the body of the ice dragon becomes transparent, as if it were made wholly of glass. Then slowly the form melts away to a steamy vapor, which quickly evaporates, leaving no trace of the creature's existence. Deathly silence fills the hall, broken only by the sound of Bainden's labored breathing. Fearful of his condition, you climb the ivory staircase and rush to his side. However, you are prevented from touching your friend by the encircling wall of energy in which he's held prisoner. You sense that the power which keeps him here against his will is being generated by the crystal sphere that hangs suspended in the air directly above him. You gaze at the sphere, and a thought occurs that if you could disrupt it in some way by breaking or dislodging it, it might cause the power wall to fail. If you have a bow, if you possess Kai Alchemy and have reached the rank of Kai Grand Guardian, if you possess Maya Magic and have reached that rank.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do some magic.
Alright. Magic. You move
Dang it.
back a few feet from the power wall, then look up and focus all your attention on the sphere. Silently, you mouth the words the Elder Magi spell Splinter, and in the blink of your eyes, you project its energy at the center of the glassy orb. Your current hit points is 14 or less. Your spell causes the crystal to vibrate, but you are too weak to muster the power needed to shatter or dislodge it. The curtain of light imprisoning Baindan remains intact, and you are forced to abandon the spell and find some other way.
Fuck it, shoot it.
What about
Just
the Kai
shoot it.
Alchemy?
Nope, fuck it, just shoot it.
Alright.
Shoot it
You
with bow.
You step back a few paces and take aim with your bow at the center of the crystal sphere. For someone of your ability, this target is difficult to miss, but will the arrow strike with sufficient force to break and dislodge the sphere?
Ooh, 50-50 chance, baby. Let's go.
4.
Let's hope Lo was right.
The arrow hits the center of the sphere, but the shock of the impact is not sufficient to dislodge it. The power of the wall. You gotta find some other way.
Okay, well there, now Kai Alchemy.
I have to say, at least you chose both. Now we have like so many different options.
Yep.
You move back a few feet and raise your hand. Wait, really?
Yeah, it's gonna do the same thing to us.
Oh, man.
You know what? We have more arrows. Why don't we just shoot it again? There's
Yeah.
no law that says we can't do that.
And then you utter the words, the power. Okay, we'll shoot it again.
Yeah, we'll just shoot it again. So we just wanted to be 5 to 9.
There we go.
We got a 9.
We'll subtract another arrow. We have so many options and we're too weak to use any of them.
It's like, God damn it, shoot it.
Your arrow slams into the center of the crystal and cracks it open. There's a flash of sparks, and the shimmering wall of light which imprisons Baindan flickers and disappears completely. Yay! You rush forwards and try to revive Baindan, but he is deeply unconscious and does not respond, heavy sleeper. Taking hold of your friend by the arm, you lift him across your shoulders, then carefully begin your descent from the platform. Once you're safely at the bottom of the steps, you cast your eyes around the hall for a means of escape. There are only 2 exits visible, the light-filled doors by which you entered, and a tunnel in the north wall.
Tunnel. The way we came, it still has those guards.
Holding Baindan firmly in place across your shoulders, you climb the tiered steps towards the tunnel. The cold, dark passage looks most uninviting, but when you hear the sound of a patrol approaching the main doors, you forget your
Reticence.
Thank you. Reticence and hurry along the passage to avoid them. The dingy passage descends its slope and stair to a rectangular hall, which is lined with ancient stone statues. These features made unrecognizable by age. Tar-soaked torches fixed to the 2 longest walls illuminate this musty chamber with a flickering amber light, and the air is heavy with their oily stench. In the distance, you see an archway, and the passage continues away into darkness. If you wish to stop here for a few minutes and try and revive Baindon, or if you
Yeah,
decide to
let's
press
do
on,
that. Let's try to revive him.
you lower Baindon to the floor and make him as comfortable as you can by propping him into a sitting position with his back against one of the statues. Then, despite your own fatigue, you use your innate healing skills in an attempt to revive him to consciousness. His pulse is weak and his skin is cold to the touch. You can tell by his poor physical condition that he has been starved and beaten during his imprisonment here in Kaag. Placing your hands upon his brow, you feel some of your body warmth draining away as you concentrate on transmitting your healing powers to your injured friend. Slowly he responds, and although he is still too weak to speak, he manages to open his eyes and communicate with you telepathically. I know this chamber, he says. I have been here before. Look there at the statue opposite. You'll find a lever concealed at its side. It is a hidden door. It opens a hidden door.
Cool.
Guided by Baindon's message, you discover that there is indeed a lever as he described. You pull it, and a panel in the stone wall glides open to reveal a secret alcove and a flight of steps leading downwards. Noises in the tunnel warn you that the Dracarum are approaching, so without hesitation, you shoulder your friend once more and hurry into the alcove to avoid them.
Just a second, Squee. I'm just trying to remember the healing abilities. The first level of it, just regular healing, gives you 1 hit point per page. But what does the second level do? Doesn't it give you like 10 hit points if you reach a certain number or something like that?
Hang on. We talked about it. While technically there is an improved discipline that lets you do that, it would make having deliverance completely unnecessary, because that's all deliverance really does, is the exact same thing, is let you heal 20 hit points. So, nope, people, you're going to just have to give us curing or watch us suffer like this.
Please, it hurts.
Look at Inferno.
I'm so sad. First they take my backpack, now they take my hit points.
Alright. The panel glides shut behind you and keeps you hidden from the enemy. Through the wall, you hear cries of surprise and some curses when they enter the chamber and discover that you have seemingly disappeared into thin air. Mindful they might find your hiding place, you descend the stairs and arrive at a vault which is lavishly equipped with all manner of elaborate laboratory apparatuses. Several large tables line one wall, mainly stained in blood. You sense that Baindon is disturbed by the sight of these tables, and when you ask him what is wrong, he tells you that this is the chamber where the Nads subjected him to hours of brutal interrogation in a futile attempt to distract the magical secrets of the Brotherhood. Despite all their fiendish tortures, he says, his mind voice weak yet full of pride, they learned nothing. You search for a way out of this vault and soon discover a steel door which is secured by the curious combination lock. It comprises 3 raised blocks, each block divided into 4 equal squares. In each square, bar 1, there is a number. You ask Baindon if he knows the lock operates, and he recalls once seeing the Nads tapping the empty square several times in order to make the door open. Consider the following grid numbers. When you think you found the number, go to the one that it bears.
I know what the missing number is. Oh god.
Alright.
So tired. Alright.
It's 3, 5, 2, 6, 6, 10, 4, 12, 12, 20 something, 24.
Okay. 3 is to 2 is 3 is to 5. Okay. 6 is to 4. So 6, 2 and 4. 2 and 3. Let me guess. Alright, let's just think here. Okay. Okay. Let's just... I'm noticing a bit of a pattern here. 3 and 6, like the top left and the bottom right, are always doubles of that. So
Right.
double of 3 is 6, double of 6 is 12, double of 12 is 24. Right? Okay, I'm noticing something else here. The more important doubling. 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 10 is 20.
Right.
There we go. 6 plus 6 is 12, 12 plus 12 is 24, therefore it's 8. The answer is 8. Tap it 8 times.
Alright. Let's go to 8.
I'm surprised my tired brain figured that out.
Random number table. No, not random number table.
Jeez.
Numbered sections. 8. Come here. On the 8th tap, there's a loud click and the heavy steel door creaks open slowly. Slowly open. Ahead, you see a ramp which slopes down to a junction where a passage crosses from left to right. You descend the slope, taking care not to graze Bainden's back against the low ceiling, and when you reach the junction, you ask your friend which direction you should go. Unfortunately, your question goes unanswered. Bainden has lapsed once more into unconsciousness. You stand at the junction and use your Kai senses and attempt to choose the safest route, but you detect nothing that can help or influence your decision. Left or right?
Right, baby. Gotta go with right.
After 100 yards or so, the passage bears to the left, then continues straight line until it arrives at a small stone wall chamber. A crude cot, a chair, a battered trunk, and a three-legged table made from a captured Freeland battle shield comprises this meager furnishings. You stop to rest here for a few minutes, placing Bainden upon the cot while you half-heartedly search the trunk. Your curiosity is rewarded, though, for inside you discover half a bottle of fine Slovarian wine and a pouch full of lamb's fur.
Woo!
You consume these, restore 6 health points.
Fuck.
Oh,
Sweet.
man. Thank God, right.
Yeah, see? Never go wrong with right.
Yeah. Lucky number 13. Finally
Lucky
back
number
into the
right.
double digits.
Wow.
Suitably refreshed, you shoulder your charge and set off along the passageway in search of a way to escape from this dread citadel. The passage leads directly to a huge hall constructed of fiery red granite. It is lit by scores of braziers placed at regular intervals around the walls, and the atmosphere is heavy with the stench of ash and sulfur. Tapestries woven of metal thread adorn the far wall, making it gleam dully in the scarlet light. They depict scenes of evil grandeur, vast molten landscapes like the surfaces of the sun, all furiously ablaze. Your kind of place, honestly.
Woo! Yeah, hell yeah.
Cautiously,
I'll just make myself at home.
cautiously, you step into the hall, passing between two great pillars which flank the entrance. The air is scorchingly hot, although you have experienced hotter places here in Kaag, and your senses are dulled by it. Far off in the distance, through the rising heat, you glimpse a tunnel which descends to a tower to a lower level of the citadel. You are contemplating avoiding this hall and turning back to retrace your steps to the junction when suddenly you hear the sound of flapping wings high above. You look up, and a shiver runs to the length of your spine when you see two malicious eyes staring down at you from the shadows of the roof. Kai screen? No screen.
We all screen for having lack of screen.
Yay! A wave of negative psychic energy crashes into your mind. You stagger backwards, shocked and dazed by the ferocity of this unexpected result. Lose 4 endurance points.
Oh well, we're still +2 from before.
Yeah.
Woo!
Alright. Swooping down from out of the shadows of the roof comes a huge gold-winged monstrosity. Its red reptilian skin is aglow with fine barbs, and a mass of coal-black hair streams from its bony skull. An open maw reveals a set of chiseled sharp teeth, many of which have been broken on the bones of past victims, who have wandered unwittingly into this hall. It shrieks maniacally and plummets towards your head. Alright, and then here's this guy. He does have a lovely set of hair, though.
Yeah, it's luscious.
I wonder, is it head and shoulders?
Knees and toes.
You drop Bane into the floor and unsheath the weapon just in time to defend yourself from the creature's attack. The creature is immune to Mind Blast and Psy Surge and suffers only half damage resulting from Kai Surge. Alright, that's fine. We don't even have Kai Surge. So,
Nope.
42, I'm assuming we're still using Summer Sword.
Yeah, we're kind of in a desperate situation. What with the whole lack of hit points.
Alright, bring it on! Oh god, he's dead.
Good.
We're bad ass when we're half dead.
Yep. We're unstoppable when we're nearly dead. Remember, it's better than not being dead. I mean, not being dead is better than being dead.
Yep, definitely true.
Plus we have things in our backpack. Ooh.
The Astrodorn comes crashing to the ground with a tremendous noise. Its crumpled wings collide with one of the braziers, knocking it over and scattering glowing coals the length of the hall. One of these coals set alight the sleeve of Bainden's robe. Oh, great. You have to act quickly to extinguish the flames before he is badly burned. Once more, you heave your friend across your shoulders, then you hurry out of the hall and follow the tunnel for almost a mile before you reach a chamber where 8 smaller passages disappear off in all directions. You scan these exits, and a very familiar fear returns to haunt you, a fear that you will never find your way out of Kaag alive. Using your innate healing skills, you try once more to revive Baindon. You remember once during a tutorial at the Kai Monastery that Baindon conjured up a vision of the monastery and its surrounding estates. You were able to see yourself in a miniature standing in your chambers as if you were a tiny animated doll in a dollhouse. If you were able to perform this spell here in Kaag, you might well be able to locate your position and plan a route of escape. He can give you radar.
Sweet. Or it can be like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yay.
And you're the model.
Mustering your skills, you place your hands on Baden's chest and transmit your power directly into his heart. Reduce your endurance by 3 points.
Woo.
Yay. Gradually, he stirs to consciousness. I wonder what would happen if that killed you. He stirs to consciousness, and as the strength returns, rekindled by your healing power, he is able to grant your request. On the floor of the chamber, he calls forth a living three-dimensional vision of Kaag. Gradually, the vision expands until you are looking at yourselves kneeling on the floor of the chamber, on one of the upper levels of the central citadel. The vision blurs and fades, but not before you are able to trace the quickest way out of this dreadful place. The passage that heads due south from this chamber leads directly to the land beast pens and landing platform situated on the exterior wall of the citadel high above the Great South Gate. It is from here that you plan to escape, leaving the citadel the same way you entered it, by air. Confident that the success of your quest is now within your grasp, you help Bane to his feet and support him as you make your way along the South Passage.
Oh man.
Alright. With trepidation, you follow the passage, praying all the while that Bane's vision proves to be correct. Then at last your prayers are answered when in the distance you catch the first glimpse of the Zlam Beast pens. You soon arrive at the entrance of the pens, where from the safety of the shadows you stop to observe the activity taking place inside. Lining the walls of the chamber, you count more than a dozen cages, each holding a Zlan Beast or several smaller Kran. Most are feeding, but there are some saddled ready for flight. One of these saddled Zlan beasts is perched nearby on a landing platform, from where it casts an idle gaze upon the city far below. You are contemplating how long it will take you and Baindon to reach the platform and climb aboard the waiting Zlan beast, when suddenly you notice something strange that arouses your suspicions. There are no handlers or guards on duty in this pen. If you have Grand Pathmanship, I believe we do. No. We don't.
No. Weird.
You draw your weapon and hold it in your right hand while supporting your friend with your left. Then, with a nod of your head, you indicate the Zan beast that is perched outside on the platform and whisper to Baindon that it will soon be your transport out of Kaag. He nods his approval, and cautiously you take your first steps into the pen. An unexpected sound makes you look up, and to your horror, you see a weighted net falling from the ceiling directly onto your heads.
Damn it.
Pick a number of the random number table. If you have Grand Hunt Mastery and reach the rank of Kai Guardian, add 3 to the number you picked. So it shouldn't be too hard to pass this check.
Hopefully.
Whoa, crap.
Unless we get a 1. You know, whatever.
You push Baindon aside and dive to avoid the falling trap, but even though you act speedily, your legs are ensnared by the net and you are brought crashing to your knees. Finish them both, snarls a voice, and a dozen trident-wielding Dracarum leap from the shadows, eager to enact their master's command.
A dozen?
A dozen, yeah.
Yikes.
But not a baker's dozen, so...
Well then, this should be easy. It's that last guy that makes it 13 that completely fucks us over.
Hastily, you push Baindon behind you to shield him with your body. As the Dracarum come rushing across the pen, their barbed tridents pose to strike. Tag! What? You're it. Tag, you're it. Due to your need to defend both yourself and Baindon, reduce your combat skill by 3. Oh, please.
Bitch, please.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Watch it matters.
It doesn't. They have a combat skill of 34.
Oh. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Hell, you know what? I'll reduce it by 4 just to show this game. Wait.
If you kill us, I blame you.
I can't. Plus 11 is the max it goes.
If it kills us, I blame you.
Start combat. They took 12. We took 2 damage. They took 14 damage. We took 1 damage. We took 5 damage. We have 1 endurance point left.
We're the best around.
Yay.
No one's ever gonna take us down.
Oh,
We're gonna die here in this horrible place, Squee.
I know. It's awesome.
That slam beast just has to look at us funny and we'll die. And we don't have animal mastery. We're fucked. All right.
Ah, as the last of the Dracarum falls dead at your feet, you turn to help Baindon, who has been wounded during the fight. He is bleeding from the upper right arm, but when you examine the wound, you discover that it is not as deep as you had first feared. You are helping him stand when you hear a man's voice cursing you quietly in the shadows. You turn to face this voice, weapon in hand, ready to attack. Or more like kind of roll your mostly dead body over and stare at him
Yeah.
menacingly. You kind of Stephen Hawking it. You turn to face this voice. Okay, you command him to show himself, but you are shocked to the core when you see who emerges from the gray light of the pen.
Oh God.
So we meet again, Lone Wolf. The words full of hatred are spoken by a tall, ancient figure whose gaunt face is framed by a shock of platinum hair. It is Archdruid Kaag, the ruler of Morgorath, the leader of the
That
Stinger
asshole.
Druids of Rule. Yeah. What is your purpose here, Kaag? You growl in reply, gurgling blood. Your weapon raised in case this minion should attack the... more like your weapon slightly tilted upwards from the ground.
Yep.
I am ruler of this city now. After all, is it not fitting that I should inherit the legacy of the Dark Lords? Kaag's whimsical mood seems to change for the worse. Change reflected in his voice. Your meddlesome intrusions have cost me dear, Kai Lord, he hisses. We have a debt to settle, and I intend to make you pay what you owe. I brought you here. It was my purpose. I have no interest in the inferior magic of this fool you call friend, he says, sneering at Baindon. Yet I knew that he would be bait enough to lure you. Oh, a big man when I'm half dead.
Yeah.
Slowly, he steps towards the shadows, and you tense yourself, fearing an imminent attack. Now you will settle your debt, he says, almost in a whisper, once and for all. He snaps his fingers, and you hear the creak of a heavy iron door slowly opening. Then a low, snorting noise echoes through the pen, stirring the caged Kranen's land into sudden frenzy. You steel yourself and cast your eyes around in a desperate attempt to see what is responsible for the sudden uproar. Then, the cause emerges from the light, and your blood runs ice cold in your veins when you look upon a terrible face. Emerging from the shadows, with slow, purposeful steps, comes a huge rodent-like creature. Its mustard-colored body and its 6 claw-tipped legs and thick and powerful corded muscles that ripple as it moves. Its head is monstrous, its jaw seeming too large for the skull. Its entire bony structure extends beyond the lips and is studded with large spade-like teeth. All right, here's a picture.
We can totally take it.
I think we got it. I mean,
Totally.
I'm pretty sure its underside is the weakest point, and that's really all we can reach right now. So.
Yep. We're gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
It turns its great head to look at you with cruel, deep-set eyes, and an eerie cry breaks from its maw. Kaag laughs with undisguised glee. Upon his command, the creature gathers speed and attacks. You have a bow in which to use it. Kai Alchemy, Maya Magic. Magic.
Bow, because hopefully we'll get that +5. Also, we're damn ass weak.
Uh-huh.
Our magic didn't work really great last time.
You draw your arrow and let fire at the creature's head, aiming for its eyes, but it twists its powerful neck and the shaft approaches. As the shaft approaches and it lodges harmlessly between its teeth, the great jaws chomp down, pulping the arrow, which it spits back at you in contempt. Hastily, you drop your bow and draw a hand weapon, as the shadow of the beast falls upon you.
Great.
With a manic cry, the creature lunges at your head in an attempt to impale you, and a shovel-like teeth, you sidestep the attack and lash out at its throat before it can dodge your blow. You strike open a gash in the leathery hide, but it is shallow and does not deter the beast from launching a second attack. If during this fight your endurance score falls below 12. Yeah, sure. So let's just go here, huh?
So we're gonna die.
I don't know. Aching with battle fatigue and the pain of your wounds, before combat even starts, you stumble and fall to your knees before the mighty Zavagar. Kaag laughs like a madman and screams for his creature to finish you off quickly. The beast rises up on its hind legs in readiness to strike you a killing blow, but suddenly, as it reaches its full height, its limbs and torso become stiff and its movements jerky. Slay the beast, Lone Wolf, Baindon whispers, the words forming in your mind. I cannot hold it for long. Oh, you dear, dear loving friend.
Hooray.
You glance to where your friend is lying to see that the trembling hand is stretched out towards the towering Zavagar. Inspired by his courageousness, you shake off your fatigue and the rest of your blood.
Hmm.
Rush forward to plunge your weapon deep into the exposed belly of the beast, striking it a mortal wound barely moments before Bainden's spell of holding fails.
Sweet.
Wow. Saved by Bainden.
Mm-hmm. Yay, Bandon. This does make things very climactic, though. I will
Doesn't
give
it?
it that.
Yeah. The Zavagar shrieks in agony and comes crashing to the floor, its limbs failing. And it's almost like you want to see if we can really do this.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know.
Flailing, its jaws chattering wildly as it ekes out the last throes of death. No, 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 no! Screams Archdruid Kadak, his voice filled with anger and bitter frustration. It can't be!
Sounds like an internet troll now.
Madly, he rushes across the pit and stares with open-mouthed incredulity at the carcass of the huge Zavagar, his eyes wide with disbelief. Meanwhile, you have helped Baindon to his feet, and the two of you have begun to hurriedly cross towards your means of escape, which, more like roll, which still perched on the landing platform. I don't know, I just have this image of, like, Lone Wolf pulling them with, like, one hand across the ground, leaving a trail of blood and organs.
And everything.
Yeah. Suddenly, Kadak recovers from his shock and seeing the two of you escaping, screams an order to his remaining Drakaram to prevent you from getting away. You reach the winged creature, and using your Magnikai skills, you manage to subdue it to your command. Arrows and crossbow bolts fly past dangerously close, fired by those Drakaram who have responded to Kadak's order. You try to ignore these missiles as you mount this land beast and heave Baindon roughly across its great scaly neck. With a sharp kick, you urge this land beast into the air as it soars away from the platform. You glance back to see Kadak shaking his fist and screaming vile curses.
Shake harder, boy.
You laugh at his displeasure, but your laughter chokes in your throat when you notice a battery of heavy bolt throwers lining the battlements above the pins. They are manned by Gax soldiers, and as you fly past them, they discharge a cloud of deadly missiles.
Okay, let's see if we make it.
Are you shitting me? Really? Screw you, random number table. Oh, I see what it was doing. It's behaving all book, waiting for this moment.
Yep.
Well, it's an instant death, so we gotta we do.
Yep.
You push down on this land beast's head and send it into a state. You know, I don't even understand the point of those. It's like
Me
a waste
neither.
of
Like,
print.
and they always do that right at the end too,
Right?
just to freaking troll you. Remember, like you're in the river and it's like, yeah, you bash your head against a rock and you die, and you're like, really?
What they
That was so
should do is
close.
make you lose equipment or something, because you know if they just kill you, you're just gonna go back a page.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, you push down on this land beast's head and send it into a steep dive, a swift action which saves you from being knocked out of the sky by a cloud of deadly bolts. The streets of Kaag come rushing towards you with unnerving speed, but you control the winged creature skillfully, reining it in to level it off in time to clear the ramparts of the south gate. As you pass over this gate, you catch sight of something strange yet wondrous to behold. Below you is the south gate of Kaag, its surface covered by the hide of Nexitar, preserved by the Dark Lords as a trophy of Nar's evil power. Nexitar was the first servant of the god Kai. It appeared on Magnamund, and the form he chose to adopt was that of a great dragon. He was the first recipient of Kai's wisdom, and a wisdom he encapsulated in the lore stones of the future good of all who follow the way of the Kai. And then we have a picture of this.
Sweet.
Alright. Oh, hey, it's nice to know that, your hair recovered from that acid last book.
Yeah.
You were looking pretty scraggly there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You stare down at the face of your ancient ancestor, and for a fleeting moment, you detect the trace of a smile upon his fossilized lips. Then, in the next instant, you plunge into a bank of stormy gray clouds, and the dread city of Kaag is lost to view. By the time you find your way back to Skyrider, the storm has blown itself out. Your return is met with cheers and joyous celebration, for your quest has been of great success. Lord Wimera is especially pleased as he praises you warmly. Against all odds, he says, his voice filled with pride, you have rescued our friend from the nightmare fortress of Kaag and delivered him safely to the arms of his loyal crew. Congratulations, Grandmaster Lone Wolf. You have triumphed once again, minus a kidney or two. Proving beyond a doubt that you embody the ideals of the Kai, you have saved your closest friend from the clutches of the evil druid Kaag and confounded his plans. Yet the fight against evil goes ever on. Soon your courage and skills will be put to the test again, this time in a far distant realm of Magnamund. The nature of the quest and the perils that await you can be found in the next Grandmaster adventure entitled the Dark Crusade.
Ooh.
Yay! So, we made it.
Barely.
It does
It
definitely.
was exciting.
It definitely does prove that we can do it without the healing. So.
Give us healing. Dear God, give us healing.
Yeah, healing every page. But for God's sakes, people, come on! Look at Lone Wolf. Look at him.
You look at what you've done.
You look at Inferno's face. You see, you made him sad.
You can't see my face, but I'm pouting.
See you guys in the next book.